Voters across Virginia cast their ballot on Tuesday for offices in the state and local levels. The offices up for grabs were seats in the state Senate, state House of Delegates, special state legislature, school boards, and municipal government. Each race had its own historical significance, specifically in the state Senate and House. Democrats had the opportunity to flip both governing bodies, and if successful, would regain control for the first time in 2 decades. It was the only election this year that would determine the state legislature's balance of power.
I think that every election is important, but obviously elections where it can potentially tip from one party to another are particularly important, so I think that this one is.
The results of this election will make a big difference in the state government and how we will vote and the laws that we will enact over the next few years. I think we should have women's civil rights. I think we should have the ERA. I think we should give more money to education. I think we should have anti-discrimination laws. I think we should have gun safety laws. All of those things will be dependent on the outcome of this election.
At the local level, voters in a number of counties in Northern Virginia had the chance to affect criminal justice reform legislation in a major way. According to the Washington Post's Justin Juvenile, the races in the Northern Virginia counties of Arlington, Fairfax, Prince William, and Loudoun have become referendums on issues including the death penalty, marijuana prosecutions, and cooperation with immigration authorities, as rival candidates have starkly contrasting takes on each issue. Many voters strongly believe that it's actually at the local level that legislative reform is implemented much faster as opposed to the federal and state levels.
Local elections, sure, that's where the rubber meets the road. I mean, we have the national elections where we have the president and the Congress, the administration, but locally, this is where the local roads, the parks, all your local activities, where you live. So that's very important to have this leadership to provide that direction, and which makes a difference in your whole life and where you live.
I think that local elections are important because you really see the changes that happen in your life, whereas the federal changes can sometimes take 5, 10, 15 years for you to see the results. Oftentimes local elections are ones that you can see more immediately and are the ones that impact you more closely.
We've also been keeping a very close eye on Virginia, and we know that the Associated Press is projecting that Democrats have flipped both the Virginia Senate and the House.
Now that the Democrats have successfully flipped the Virginia General Assembly, what does this mean for the legislature moving forward?
You will see open and full consideration to the degree that these issues have been brought before the legislature in Democratic bills and advocacy groups. They've been handled last minute and not been discussed, not been honestly considered, because we're coming from so many different fields of experience and background. The diversity in our caucus is truly the face of Virginia, and so you're bringing in those wide differences in life experience to both make sure these issues are addressed and to make sure that the issues are addressed responsibly.
With a presidential election around the corner, this could foreshadow what we may see in 2020.